As always, I have no idea what the dragons are going to show us in the cards, but I have been feeling over the last week for myself, and a few others, the sheer importance of understanding our own value. Something that's been coming up for so many people that I've been speaking to recently is the huge consequences to do with your business, to do with your life, when you stand in your own value. Now, one of the first messages that I was ever given by Seraphina, the big golden dragon who likes to look at the big picture, was you don't know how powerful you are. Sadly, as humans, through education, through society, through all the stuff that we go through on Earth to be a reasonable human succeeding at what we do, a lot of stuff has been crushed out, and we have forgotten our own power. We have forgotten just how valuable we are, even if our business is not working, even if our relationships are not working, even if our house is not the way we want it to be. We are valuable just as we are. I know that this is a message from God that comes through often as well, but it's really, really interesting and important when you're in business and financially it's not working, or when you're in a relationship and it's not working and you feel you have to give yourself away to stay in that relationship, or even when your health is not exactly the way you want it to be. Where can you find your value? There is value in you. You are valuable. You matter. There was a very nice film that I watched that kind of made this come home to me years ago, and it's called The Help. And the maid is saying to the little girl, you is kind, you is smart, you matter. So this is what I think the theme is going to be all about today. So 4 cards have plopped out. So I'm going to take them the way they plopped out. And we're going to go into exactly what each card is. So if you chose card number 1, this is Sovereign. Card number 1 is Sovereign. I'm just going to make a note of these because I always not need to just know what the times, where the times are. Here we go. Right, number 1. Sovereign, card number 38. Yeah, we're starting at the beginning, so that's fine. So Sovereign's message to whoever's chosen card number 1 is magic floods and radiates out of you as you step into your fullest ecstatic essence. What did I say the theme was? Your value. When you're standing in your value, magic floods and radiates out of you as you step into your fullest ecstatic essence, your value. This is card number 38. So let me find card number 38 and let's just see exactly what that message is all about. And whoever picked card number 38, mind you, all the cards, if you have the time and you're willing and you want to play with the dragons and you want the dragons to look into your life and give you some answers to what's going on, how you can change on the inside to make life just so much easier, then listen to all of the cards, because as you hear them, as they will resonate with you, you will understand the changes that need to happen on the inside. This is really making me kind of choked up here, so let's get on and read the card. Remember the phrase was magic floods and radiates out of you as you step into your fullest ecstatic essence. I haven't read this one for a long time. You will make a profound impact on others when you believe in your own sovereign state and magical ability. Ooh, this is getting me choked. The magic will flood out and radiate from you when you're in your fullest essence. With a focused presence of mind, turned into your intuitive psychic ability and being a psychic physical expression of your magical inner state. These are sometimes the challenges that I'm asked to put out. The recent one, the most recent one was a 3-day one, and now we're coming up to a 30-day challenge, where you change your inside story. Your inside story helps you articulate your true value. To enter into this world where you find the magic wherever you look, reclaim your innocence and enjoy more magical stories, which will have a spectacular way to bring you back to your childhood, playful innocence. Your imagination will thrive, which is absolutely going to spark up your best magical skills and will be your best tool moving forward. To be able to use your imagination is to see the form you desire as you create that in your mind's eye, which is magical. To see things that are invisible to the naked eye as a human means that these creations are in the spectrum of light and in a frequency and a vibration beyond your earthly reality and vision. The inner visions are of energy and vibration are the invisible realm, but they still exist as energy, and this is how you create your new realities as well, because you bring things into reality when you dance with them in the inner reality. They've just not yet in the dense energy field and formed yet in the world. In the world, when we only believe what we can see and touch, but energetically they do exist because they are in your mind's eye and in your vision and in your focus of the outcome. To lift yourself out of the serious and overly sensible world, which has not yet learned to play with energy in its fullest sense. Take a pause, just for enough time, so that you can play and change the magical energy in yourself. Create a powerful magical character for yourself in your sovereign state. Magical books also help you to expand your childish imagination and playfulness, as well as understand how the fantasy of energy can work. You can lose yourself in a different world, be in a different character, in a different chapter, with different possibilities and extra sensory powers of perception, and discover just what else you can do. The longer you play in this character, the better your energy becomes in yourself, and the better you can mould your body, better your business, mould your brain, mould your thoughts, and the better you can mould and set up certain circumstances and situations around you, starting from that very magical perspective. You just don't know what you can't do until you try, what you can do until you try. These fantasy stories raise your energy, explode your imagination, and they get you to magically be out of this world where anything and everything is possible. They transport you out of the heavy and the mundane and the complaining, as well as the worries about money, the lower stagnant vibrations. Anything magical and playful is enough to raise your spirits and to get you into the fantasy and the magical, powerful creator realms. One of the main things that I love to play with and I teach is this ability to tell yourself a different story on the inside. If you're playing that game, you're playing with magic, you're playing with your imagination. Give yourself a lift and experiment as you play with magic, making up wondrous ways to solve a problem. And as you allow yourself to believe in a wide range of different things that are possible, begin to see there are far more than you can currently see, and beyond the form they hold in this everyday serious life. This will help you enormously to not take life so seriously or believe without ever questioning what the powers that be tell you is possible for you. You can move out of that now. How you are educated and made to believe in the way things are is 1% of all the ways that are magically possible to serve any earth-like problem. And apply the magic. Let the magic be the way you open your mind to a whole new world of bending form into new exciting possibilities. Allow magic to see what you have not yet allowed yourself to experience. Adults who succeed beyond all expectations, and where others fail time and time again, use magical thinking and see innovative solutions because their minds are open and playful and stretched with practice to see past the limitations of solid form and what they've been told is possible. They infuse magic into impossible situations and create a wildly inspirational result. Wow. Okay, so that was card number 1. That was Sovereign, asking us to go beyond the realms of what we've done before. This is where we are telling a different inside story. This is where we are stepping into that character, where we are truly knowing our value and knowing our worth and radiating that out. This is when you make an impact, when you are influential. And if it's income that you want, then you make income. If it's love that you want, then you find love, because you've created that on your internal story. This is truly what the dragons are amazing about. Ceremony is card number 2. We love Ceremony. She's so colourful. She's like a rainbow. Card number 52. Let's dive into card number 52. Now, remembering that the theme I felt that it was all about this week was about personal value. Let go of the old program, the survival mind and primal responses, and go with a more playful sense of intuitive flow. That is the message that we're being asked to play with today. Let me know who's here, let me know how you're popping in and how these cards are landing with you. So we're on to card number 2 now, and this is Ceremony. Now, Ceremony came through to me at the weekend with a very profound message, so let's just see what she has to say here. If you happen to fall into obsessive thinking of what's missing, or what you lack, or the stories and feelings of dread and doubt are running wild, which is what happens with the human very often, remind yourself it's just a phase, and it will look brighter under a different coloured magnifying glass and in the morning of a new day. These feelings and situations often show you exactly what you are clearing away and ready to drop from your old programming, from the lower vibrations of the reptilian brain, only programmed for your survival and to keep you safe. Now remember to be grateful for what you're being shown from this very experience that you're having, even if it's uncomfortable. You need only ask for help with your current dilemma and be gracious for what is then provided. Open up your channels to intuitively perceive what you are being prepared to completely let go of and release. The mind, the body and the soul, when reprogrammed and all integrated, will work together beautifully. The mind can be reprogrammed from the old survival paradigm and your particular set of outdated beliefs and gradually receive the updated, uplifted flow program. This is possible for everybody to experience. Where it may at first seem safer to stay in the familiar but basic survival state, let go of the old ways of thinking and act from the flight, fight and freeze phase. The reptile brain wants to keep you safe but is stuck in fear and worry. You get to trust that you are safe and that all of your basic needs will be provided for. There are many points in your brain that are yet undiscovered. People so far know absolutely nothing about, and also that not everybody's brain works the same. Some people have a great capacity for a film screen right inside them. Other people are more sensitive to the audio track on high or low pitch, and know what they can hear outside another person's audio spectrum, what others can see, feel and touch with their intuition. They hear with absolute clarity. They hear it in such a way that they are not able to describe it in words, but they do have a clear sense and understanding as to the communication and the meaning. Their brains compute and reorganize the vibration. Other people have a keen sense of smell that they find very acute, but still gives them the sense and the knowing of the message that they are receiving on the inside of their body. It may be familiar to something that somebody else sees as a film screen inside their mind. Some pick up information with tactile sensation, and a mind deciphers the meaning clearly for that person. The mind is a fantastic organ and allows multisensory and very accurate intelligence and invisible information to be quickly received, communicated and understood. Feeling and using your sensitive nature will be far more reliable than listening to your thoughts. Practice and learn how you sense and how you decipher your own body's language. So we are letting go of the old program and the way of doing things. In other words, these primal responses that we've been educated in, and we're now able to use far more playful, sensitive and intuitive flow. Something that was coming at the weekend for me was about this whole message about how we do things in a new way and get rid of the old way of doing things. The whole message I can't bring to mind right now as I read this, but it was really, really right up this street. And this is the way that your intuition works and how your soul communicates with you. It helps you to understand what's going on in your situation. So the message was something like, even though you are more intuitive and you're ascending and you're understanding more of the messages, sometimes the garbage that you go through, sometimes the rubbish that you go through is the message. And all that's being asked of you now is to let go of that pattern. If the same thing keeps coming up for you over and over and over again, if it's a thought pattern, if it's just a belief you always hit back in on, and then things go wrong in your finances or things go wrong in your relationship, this is a message for you just to understand a little bit more and a little bit more, like you can let go of that now. You don't need to keep coming back to the same things over and over and over again. We can let go of them, and sometimes we need to consciously let go of them rather than have someone say, okay, you're healed, I've done the healing for you, I've done the Reiki, I've done whatever. Sometimes you consciously need to know. I don't know whether you've ever done this, but you know, if you're doing emotional freedom technique or you're doing emotional code, those kind of things, you have a question there. So is this mine? Is this someone else's? Or is this something else's? Is it for me to know about this situation that I need to let go of? Do I need to go into it? Do I need to find out where it is and where it came from and why it's there? And often you'll get like this no response in your body. You'll just get like that. No, you don't need to dig into it and keep going over and over and over again and again and again. Just like, okay, so can I just believe that it's gone? Yes, you've done the work. Now that you've seen it, now that you've seen what this relationship or this state of your business is showing you, it's safe to just have a different belief installed, a reprogram of your brain. You don't need to dive down and dig into it over and over and over again, which is obviously what counselling and sometimes coaching does. So sometimes you can just rise above it. You can rise above it, raise your energy above it. Now, I didn't know that this one was here, and this was a message that I was telling you a minute ago. So card number 3 is Seraphina. And Seraphina's first message to me was, you don't know how powerful you are. Card number 1, you don't know how powerful you are. If you knew how powerful you were, that you could change your ways of doing things on a hairpin, if you could change things the way you think about things 180 degrees, if you felt safe, if you were tuned into your soul, if you knew how powerful you were and how powerful you were with your soul entwined with every single thing that you do, to do with your business, to do with your life, to do with your health, your relationships. So let me go and read card number 1. It's funny, the first few cards that came through were really kind of short, and the messages got longer and longer and longer. So let's just see what Seraphina has to say. Having said that, this is a couple of pages long. You don't know how powerful you are. This is for you to know that you are a conductor of powerful, purposeful energy. It's pure potential for you and those like you on the same trajectory, who want to be living as a conscious, creative being. This is an opportunity to tap in and become even more awakened and even more conscious. You are here on Earth, connected to the sky and Earth, and connected as a powerful conductor of energy. You conduct and direct life force energy through your core as the conduit for this energy source. This power was once hidden and taken away from you, and you were seen as a source of untamed power, and you are still that powerful being today. You are like the trees on the planet. You feel energy and you produce a powerful current of energy, and you can change your energy and cleanse your energy and use it for the good. Like the trees are rooted into the earth and their branches reach up to the sky, their trunk is the channel and the conduit for this energy between heaven and earth. You are no different from the trees, but you move like a charged, radiating and receiving battery. You have access to tremendous natural power through your own roots and practices. Your body is a conductor of energy that goes through your core from the roots and then up to the sky, and then from the sky through your core being the conductor and down to the earth. Moving energy from the earth through your core and back up into the heavens and into the far, far galaxies, drawing into you everything that you want and you are here to create through your mind's eye and your imagination. Your power is incredible to create. You can learn and practice how to direct this power and energetic charge to alter your own current reality and create for yourself a new reality. Be that with your business, with your finances, with your relationships, and with your health. The power has been hidden from you human beings for too long, says Seraphina. You once had free access to this natural power, but for certain reasons it was taken away from people, and the energy was turned down, right down. It was suppressed from you because some people were frightened of the people who had this knowing and this power. They seemed to be too powerful, and yes, some people misuse their access to this energy. But you have access to this power, and those who are willing to go and get this power and learn and know again how to wield this power, it is available for you, and there is nothing to be frightened of. It is the mind that makes you frightened. It is people around you that make you frightened of what you hear and all the stories of the world and the communities that you live in. If you are able to truly be comfortable in who you are, there's that value section again, you would see that you could wield this power, have fun with a light heart, and you can play with it and you can create with it. You are a natural born creator, and it is your inner world that creates your outer world. That is beautiful, Seraphina. Thank you very much for reminding of us that today. All of November, I will be taking a few people through a natural way to tell a new internal story, to setting your value so that you absolutely know and love who you are, what you've come here to do, and how you can create your own reality by using just the power of your imagination, the power of thinking in a different way, the power of seeing in a different way and feeling in a different way. So that's all November. You'll find links in the group Practical Magic that's going to help you do that. And this is going to have huge impact, influence, and help you create an income and help you create the life that you want, because you're playing in the realms of imagination. Lunar Ray is card number 4. Lunar Ray is, she's showing me today that she's a very peaceful dragon. She's really coming from love. She has this whole energy of soothing your emotions and soothing your thoughts. Now you can change your thoughts, but you can change your feelings far easier, and this is what Lunar Ray wants you to understand. So you can go from one feeling and you can choose, I don't want to feel that anymore, and you can just go and you can feel a different feeling so that you pivot. And Lunar Ray is going to help us understand that part. So this is card number 27, Lunar Ray. And her message is feel into the expansiveness of joy and how that alters your environment. So this is Lunar Ray. She's a pearlescent dragon. She is a wingless dragon. When you touch her, she has this sense of, she has the skin like a snake skin. She is soft and muscular and powerful in her own right, and she kind of weaves and twists around you, and she just has the most serene energy, let's put it like that way. So peaceful is a very good word for that. So card number 27, and let's see what Lunar Ray has to say to us today. Put my glasses on so that I can read this. Feel into the expansiveness of joy and how that alters your environment. You are constantly changing and evolving and adding in new powerful experiences and exploring these new expanded intensities of feelings and sensations. You are enjoying a heightened experience of joy which can now be felt around you. Even the air around you changes. Dip into joy and experience how this is a feeling that keeps expanding and expanding. Joy has its foundations based in love, which feels safe, supported, and has a warm glow that rises further and wider than that. However, be acutely aware of false joy on your planet. The feeling of joy can be imitated from owning things such as material things, which give off a fake vibration. That is external to you and by no means a lasting joy that can only ever be felt temporarily. The experience of true and pure joy has a more exuberant feeling on the inside of you. Now, love is safe and comfortable and warm, but when joy comes in, it raises that from the base of you, where there is an exuberance to be experienced that goes along with it. There are gestures that go with joy. For example, you would lash your arms out by the side of you, and there is more of a jump and a dance or a bounce in the frequency of joy than you can possibly contain. It has to be expressed when you are in joy. Just as true love makes a tear in your eye and it overflows from the inside to the outside. Joy will demand and insist on a movement that expresses that level of joy. And you cannot contain a real, true, pure, heartfelt joy. Remembering the theme that we're on today to do with value, you really need to value the experience of joy and just allow it to flow into you as I'm reading this. Joy has a different frequency to love. You can feel it on the scale of feelings. To know each frequency is an interesting game to play. If you were to ask about how different fun feels to joy, we say it's different again. This is a word that you humans naturally want to gravitate towards. Fun Like a lot, and like a lot as well. Yeah, we do like it a lot. But seldom experience the real feeling of it on the inside of you. This is when you know that you are feeling the joy or feeling the fun rather than just paying it lip service. If we can explain and allow you to feel into fun and share that with you, it's a near explosion. It's a soft explosion. It comes up from your roots and it comes all the way through your body, up and out. There is a beautiful tenseness with the lower belly for fun. If you imagine yourself doing something that you would explain as fun, you will feel it rise up. It's innocent, it's cheeky, it's playful, it's harmless fun. It feels bigger than you can contain and you can't resist the expression of it. For example, explore the feeling of sneaking onto a big inflatable bouncy toy in a children's play park, knowing that it's forbidden at your age and you'll be beyond the age of required limitations and the rules set by everyone. And because you're not a child anymore, but an adult, you're not allowed to enjoy the experience. That feeling when you want to feel the thrill of the bounce and being naughty again. You want to feel rebellious and break a few rules. It's innocent. You're doing no harm, but it feels naughty. You're breaking the rules, being rebellious, and you feel alive for the first time in years, and you can't stop laughing out loud. So you're being given an experience so that you can then experience what fun feels like and joy. Maybe imagine the feeling of climbing up onto the inflatable bouncy castle, letting all the kids go down, get out of your way, and then you go down yourself. Feeling the bounce in your body, having that feeling of being a kid again. Maybe it's raining and you're getting sopping wet, but you just don't care because you're having so much fun. For the first time in ages, you feel 100% alive in every single cell. You are without a care in the world. There is an explosion now that comes with fun. There is a bump and there's a more raucousness than you can get with joy. There is an activity with fun. You watch it rise up and out of you, and you can feel it on the inside of you. Now imagine another time when you climb up onto the speakers at a nightclub and dance wildly. You know it's naughty, it's harmless, but you can't help yourself, and you can't help having that outburst of laughter when the bouncer offers you his hand and says, "Please climb down, madam." Can you feel the difference between joy rising and fun exploding on the inside of you? This is so great. These 4 cards came out today because this is what we need to remember about being very powerful beings. And when we are operating in a world coming from your feelings, so you know the feeling of value for yourself, you know your self-worth in a relationship, you know your self-worth in a business, even if you're not making any money. You know your self-worth in a relationship, even if it's going a little bit tits up. You know your value of yourself, even if your health is playing you the bum hand. All of the feelings to bring you back to know just how valuable you are to the dragons, how much the dragons absolutely love you and will have nothing bad said about you, especially from yourself. Sadly, people say really rubbishy things about themselves, which is very hurtful to your soul and very hurtful to the dragons. Thank you very much for picking a card. Thank you very much for listening and altering your energy and letting the messages be infused into your body. Because we're on the full moon, if you are inclined to feel that you have lost your sense of self along the way a little bit, lost your sense of value, then these cards are most definitely for you. There is so much more to be known, so much more to be had and valued in yourself. I love you to the moon and back. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you. I will tag you and I implore you to take part in this inward journey and the challenges that the dragons insist that I put out there. This next one, starting in November, is all about changing your internal story. It's all about becoming really strong on the inside, finding your value, finding the value in your work, finding the value in yourself. Because no one will value you until you value yourself. No one will love you until you love yourself. So these are what these challenges are all about. And when you're coming at it from the dragon's perspective, you can't help but love every single message that comes through. These dragon cards are available for you to own and have in your own hands so that you can play with the dragons and you can understand the messages that you're being taught. Even when things go horribly wrong or they're kind of a bit null, this is your divine guidance. This is your soul guiding you and just saying, you're going to get rid of that. You don't need that anymore. It's time to let that go. This is what the dragon's messages are all about, so that they can help navigate humanity to be connected to your soul, to be having a much better experience here on planet Earth, and ascend with grace and ease. Welcome into the dragon's portal. Have a wonderful day. I shall see you again next week. Thank you for choosing a card. There'll be more cards over next weekend.